How's it going, everybody? One of the Freak family members made me these. I'll take it off in a second, but Mona Kaler. They're really cool. Oh, and look at this. Looks like she made one for Chloe. Alright. And then looks like one for Blue, perhaps. I'm not sure which was which, but and then it even comes with, I think, these filters. Like this filter is pretty good. I think this is the one off of the ones you can put in your house that are a certain quality, and then like these ones and everything. But yeah, there's a little pocket on them and everything. So thanks. That was very cool of Mona. Alright, her name is Mona Kaler. So it was very cool. She sent them to me. I like them. You know, it almost looks kind of stylish, right? The only problem is when I put the strap on, look at this. Look at what it does to my ears. I look like Yoda. Look at it. Look at they my ears stick out sideways. I might as well just go like this. Hey, yeah, you know. But anyways, there you go. I almost have to wear headsets when I'm walking around, but yeah, I like them. They're awesome. It's cool. Look at it. It's got a and then there's a pocket on the inside right here that you can put a filter in. And then this has like a metal on it where it's, I mean, she did a great job, you know. It's awesome. I don't know if she's around, but yeah, thank you very much. Now I'm assuming this one's for like Chloe or somebody, because I couldn't put it on my face. All right. Oh, did you guys hear of the this thing though? By the way, somebody sent it to me earlier in the day. The a tiger at the Bronx Zoo actually got the damn virus, or I guess maybe more than one. I don't even know. But man, what you don't want it to happen is that they jump to an animal, mutate, and then go back to a human. And it's pretty bad at that point. It's not good. And I guess we have such a long delay these days. I don't know what's going on. No idea. Hey, Sabrina, how's it going? Susanna Macula Padre. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you'd want to have one mutate on an animal and then go back. Hopefully it's just the same virus, didn't do a damn thing, and had no need to mutate.
Hi Gray, love you.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. And look at, you know, Trump, when he's doing his press conference today, he keeps talking about the chloroquine and everything like that. What he's saying, you know, I wish people would understand what the hell he's doing. He's just saying, listen, we don't know yet if it's something that works, right? The hydroxychloroquine, right? But why not start using it now? And if it turns out that the studies show it did work, then you saved lives. If not, it doesn't have a tremendous amount of side effects. Okay, that's what he's doing. And then the people keep asking, like today CNN's trying to sell you that he tried to keep Dr. Fauci from answering the question. The same question that he's answered 15,000 times. The one about, oh yeah, do you think chloroquine works? Well, I need to see some studies done on it yet. We're working on some trials. That's what his answer is every single time. That's not what Trump's doing now. It's crazy. I mean, why do people care that he... Man, I swear to God, man, I've never seen anything. This is the worst I've ever seen CNN and the other people. It's just... You know, and he says, you know, he's not going to wear a mask at the White House when he's greeting people, okay? So he says, you know, if I feel like... one thing about Trump, I'll say, is he's not very precise when he talks. He's not... I wouldn't even say he's that articulate, okay? He really isn't. But the thing is, he's been around long enough where you should just kind of get what he's saying. All right? You should just kind of get it. You know, he's not saying, oh, wow, nobody should be wearing masks. It's just your... You know, he's saying he's not going to wear one because they keep testing those guys. And then somebody goes, hey, how come you stood so close to Mike Pence? It drives me nuts. How many times are you going to ask Fauci about hydroxychloroquine, I mean. How many times are you going to ask him about it? Wow, Trevor Hudgens, what's going on, man? Thank you. I don't think I've ever... Maybe I've only had one of those before. Wow, I was like red.
Exhausted. Love all freaks and Mr. Grey. Going to bed.
Well, make sure you watch it in the morning, Trevor. What's going on? Are you in the medical world yourself, or? Yeah. So finally, I got there's some updated information in the Allison Watterson case, and I can actually now share with you guys what the item was that they found and things like that. All right? So we'll probably end up doing that and then go back over the whole case again for the people who are newer to my channel. Okay? We don't just keep covering the same ones over and over and over again. Okay? And I was researching today the next 5 victims of the serial killer. Hey, cool, Sabrina. Yeah. Yeah, I don't... If you're not a fan of him, great. But let's just be honest with the coverage. It's just insane, you know. Thank you, Sabrina Rodriguez. Where have you been? I haven't seen you in a while either. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, I know exactly, Sherlock Hemlock.
I just don't understand why they don't understand. There's no time for a thorough study.
You know,
they already know it is safe for nearly all users.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Here, hold on just a second.
I am not a fan of Donald Trump, just being honest, especially when he talks, but I am very impressed how is he handling the virus. I am not wearing mask either. That's my choice. Gray, you are number 1.
And some of these people, thank you. And some of these people are saying stuff like, wow, there's side effects from, you know, it can make you depressed. It can make you, it's like, well, look, if you're fighting for life or death, what would you care? Let me ask you this. You know, marijuana, for example, let's just throw that one out there, right? It's probably not going to kill you or whatever, but let's say there was a possibility that it actually had an effect that, well, shit, let's just throw something else out. How about something like Tylenol? You know, Tylenol is pretty safe, right? But let's say there was some property in Tylenol that people were observing that would keep you from getting the flu or something. You know, if you took it regularly, you just wouldn't even get the flu. Well, you know, and it was just anecdotal. Why not try it?
Blue
for a while
2020.
first. You know, let people use it because it's out there and it's pretty safe to use. And then worry about the tests as you're going along, okay? Because let's say hydroxychloroquine actually it helps out like 80%. Well, my God, that means if people had been using it earlier, this is what I'll bet you guys. I'll bet you $100. Let's say hydroxychloroquine actually works. And it actually has some sort of a 80% rate in the same patients that would have had 40% left alone. I guarantee it, at some point, CNN and those guys will say, see, he should have pushed that sooner. He should have pushed it sooner, everybody. How dare he? How come they didn't? You know, they'll blame somebody. Drives me nuts. Well, hey, Zozo, they're saying that it might have a good prophylactic use. That's what what do you call it? The anecdotal evidence. Now, I don't know at all. You know, he doesn't even know. He says it might not work at all. But what could it hurt? He keeps saying. See, that's where he's not eloquent. See, Trump's not eloquent. He's not very articulate. You just kind of have to get him, right? That's how it works, okay? So the thing is he just says, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But what could it hurt? And he's exactly right. Let's say it does work, and people started using it now instead of waiting for the studies. That means hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of lives could have been saved, okay? Now, if it doesn't work, it probably didn't have any effect at all in terms of other people dying, okay? It's just, it is what it is. Do you get that part right there? Yeah, it is. It is a blame game. But the difference is, William, is that the media is 99% left-leaning, okay? So Fox News is really the only news source out there that has a regular sort of right-center lean to it, okay? Every other media is hard left and hates everything that has anything to do with Republicans. So that's where it gets frustrating, you see? It's kind of scary because if Fox News didn't exist, it would be like Joseph Goebbels' Nazi Germany, where everything was on one side, pushing an agenda, and there'd be no counterbalance whatsoever to it. It's crazy. Yeah,
Trump ISNT, the classiest, but he is fearless, and I like that.
See, I agree with stuff like that. You know, I can see how people see Trump in certain ways, okay? I see him in some of those ways sometimes myself, all right?
Hiya Gray cried 621. It is sad being in.
Yeah, it is.
Nerd face, smiling face with heart eyes, United Kingdom.
Thanks, Sean Beecham. Yeah, what's going on with the I guess the Prime Minister's in the hospital over there. That's not good. Anytime you make it to the hospital, it's not really good at that point. Boris Johnson. Yeah. Well, it's about whatever the hell I want to talk about right now, Letitia. Okay? I'm just waiting for people to show up, okay? So, Letitia, find a different channel, okay? Because when anybody ever talks like you just did, you're usually not going to last long. You sound like an idiot, okay? I'm just talking about what I want to talk about right now at the beginning of the show because the pandemic is a bigger issue, to be honest with you, okay? So don't be an idiot, all right? Thank you. God, what a dipshit. You come onto somebody's channel and try to tell them how... God, what a moron. Let's see. Hey, thanks, Carrie Boyer and Chrissy Paradis. Dun, 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 dun. Well, it was just a question, Gray. I was just trying to... Okay, great. Well, we'll get back to the topic, Lucia, in just a minute. Okay? So, there you go. Just some thoughts on today. And now we'll get to what Lucia Gray wants to talk about.
You're the man, Gray. Thanks for all you do. Love your commitment to Allison's case and the Freak fam.
Yeah. It's been kind of hard because I got cut out of the loop. But then there was a post today that came out that was pretty crazy. But
Hope you are well, Gray. Bless you and Mrs. Hughes.
I am, especially now with the mask from Mona Kaler. Thank you. Yeah, so check it out. I was talking to Misty Watterson about probably, I don't know, it seemed like 3 or 4 weeks ago when I was out there, before I got cut off there. Well, she can stay. Lucia can stay here, right? I don't care. It's just kind of bizarre. It's like, come on, have a little bit more sort of just realization of what's going on. She was telling me that a lot of the Allison Watterson posters have been removed all around, basically all around North Plains. Like somebody's removing them. So then this one trail cam that was set up, look at this, check it out, was set up near one of them. And then look at this. Boom. You see this person. There's the poster right there. And the poster itself, hold on, let me go get that one. I believe it's this poster. And the reason I think that is, notice how right there, it's kind of small. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me try zooming in on it. Ah, shit. Well, I was in the wrong place. Well, thanks, Sabrina Rodriguez and Andrea. Okay, there it is. Okay, Andrea. Jesus, hold on. Andrea Ruggiero Drum, right? Did I do it right that time? Yeah.
Gray is truly the veteran of true crime investigation, and I respect him more than any true crime channel.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so check it out. Now, see this poster? I think it's this particular poster, and the reason I think that is because I noticed there's this black border, and then you can actually see some of this, even this text a little bit down there, and then you can see that there'd be her poster right there, and then her face, I mean, and then right up here I think is a G backwards, which would be, if this is flipped, basically, well, I don't know if I can flip it here, but so I think that that's the poster right there. See? I was trying to make sure that, for 100% sure that it was a poster. Now watch this. This is where it gets kind of crazy here. Let me zoom back out. So here you go. I'm just doing it slower than normal. Got a paper bag. Oh, and then you left a little bit on there, so of course you got to get that. Don't want to leave anything on there. And then you're out of there. Okay? Then, guess what? The other day I was out there and... watch this. Just a second. And look at that. I was talking to that very same guy. Don't you think that's weird? That's exactly the same guy right there. Of course, what's interesting about it, though, is that the guy that I'm talking to in that picture happens to be the guy right here where... it's kind of creepy, to be honest with you. It's the guy that the car that Ben was sleeping in, he's the owner of that car. Oh boy. That's a little bit weird. Like, and here's the thing is, you're not removing the poster. Now, you know, normally if there was a poster that you wanted to get rid of, where would that poster be? Okay, let me ask you something. Where would the poster, like, if there was posters around, where would you remove them? You know, maybe if they were on your driveway, something like that, right? So if it was if there's a posters that just kept showing up on your driveway, on your telephone poles, I can see somebody removing them. You know, like you're just tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. But that's not where he removed this from. He removed it from down here. And that's why it's a little bit weirder to me. If he removed it from here, I would just be like, yeah. But he removed it from down here, and, you know, that is strange. It's literally over a quarter of a mile away from his house. It's not like it's something that should even bother him. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the footage here. And then I'm going to show you. I figured out where that was exactly. Might take me a minute to get there, but. Oh wait, it's over here. Sorry about that. Okay, so you know, it's funny because when I looked at the video behind him, see that right there? I don't know if you can see that, but that's just this long road, and I knew exactly where that was. You guys should too. We've driven that damn thing 20 different times on my show. Okay? 20 different times. So that's how I knew where I could go start looking for it. And so here I am. Let's see. Oh, that's at the top, so it must be way further back. Okay, so this is at the base of that. I know exactly where this is. So let me move this out and add more of it to it. Okay, just so you can remember. All right, so remember this is the drive out there. We'll play this again. Well, no, somebody else put that footage out online. They already know. The authorities already know this stuff. This was just a video that was a quick clip, but I'm putting it all together.
Their sheds and so forth.
All right, so you remember this big long straightaway right here?
What's weird to me is...
That's the left that you would turn to go out to where they had the party.
Here's the thing. The boyfriend, Ben, he made it to that vehicle that was about 2 miles from where they were last seen, and he slept overnight there. So if something happened to her during that night involving him, well, he must have left her somewhere and then slept in that vehicle. And then maybe is it possible that when he came back later,
that's probably like 25 miles.
With his father, they did something
20 maybe
with her, then called and reported her missing. And then had him out there as if he was...
I'll show you exactly where it is.
He had to bite the bullet on the stolen vehicle portion. Okay? But it's also possible that he's telling the truth, I guess, because he literally was still out there in the morning.
Oh. It's right here. Okay? So that poster was on this pole right there. Now, let me try to show you exactly why I know that to be true here. Okay, right back there you can see this one that's at an angle right there, the big one, and then this one with this stuff on there. And there must be, you know, obviously there must have been a camera or something back there. But let me now look, that's the one that's bent, that's the thicker one, and then these are those little pieces of metal on there. Boom. And there's the long straightaway right there. Okay. So that 100% is that spot. Are you okay with this one, Letitia Gray? Are we on to something here? Okay. Okay. All right, thanks. All right, good. See? You're coming around. You get it now. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a little weird to me. And you sort of wonder, because now he's associated with Ben. How he just gives him a ride in the morning. You know, what's going on with that? You know, there's a little bit more meaning. To me, it's very bizarre. I actually think that law enforcement should try to figure out a way to, you know, take a look at this guy. Because that's weird now. He also wasn't open to me at all when I went there. I don't know. I just don't know why anybody would do that, especially an older person. You know, wouldn't you be concerned that somebody has a missing child that was right out in your area, and you would just want to leave it up there? Yeah, I know. Yeah, we know that. Geo. Okay, so, but again, let's just take a look at what I was talking about. So remember this little pull here with the white, or it looks white on the top. It's probably just the sun hitting, I don't know. But anyways, there's a thicker one and then this bent one. Now we're going to go back over to here. Or actually, it's over on this one. Yeah, sorry about that. Now that's the one he's in. Okay, so it's at the top of this hill. This is that long straightaway that you go up. And then right at the top, right there. Oh, crap. That was tough. There they go. The show's starting and Blue and Chloe go nuts. Alright, there we go. Okay, you can see that. There's the bent one, the thick one, this one. The poster was right on there. So isn't that's even a little out of, and that's the little thing he had to step up. You know, because if you watch the video, he actually steps up onto that and then, but why would you take one off of there? That's even off of your vision a little bit. That's weird. Okay? Now let's go back one more time to this one. Here we go. See, he steps up on that. Looks kind of somewhere and then. I mean, look, he's got a paper bag. He was probably going to fill that sucker up. But why would you want to get rid of this? I don't know, man. I think it's strange. And then I was talking to him. I went up in there, and for some reason my audio wasn't working, but he just wouldn't. I said, hey, can you tell me a little? Yeah, he goes, I don't want to talk about it. I've talked to everybody. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. Okay, so we've got that, and now I'm going to tell you guys what the item was. I was given permission to say it now. What the item was that was found right here on this Shipley Road. A second. And now, you know, it was a few weeks back. Remember that? Yeah. So this is what was found there. This backpack right here. Okay? That backpack right there. That's what was found in this field right in this area. Right there. And I don't know the full contents that were in it, but apparently her ID and her passport were in it. Now, now you might go, passport? Who the hell? But apparently, you know, I asked about that because that's weird to me. But apparently she went everywhere with her passport and her driver's license. That's just what she did. What do you mean the post? Reading it on the post. And, you know, that's what was told to me. And that's why I got in trouble, because somebody mentioned what it was on this video right here. It was like in this time. Let's see.
The house that you can kind of see that's down there.
See, I was driving. This lady here was showing me an area that where the pickup truck was parked was over there somewhere. And she was showing me how this is a lot less dense in that area. Oh, I see. Wow, it's got a nice view, by the way.
Well, okay, so we've got the house that you can kind of see that's down there is Ed and Karen Swenson's, and they were busted into, and that was pretty traumatizing for them. So they'll probably, if they see us, they're gonna be, they know me.
Yeah, so there was one of these homes down here was busted into by somebody on meth, shattered their window, and they're bleeding all over the place. It was just a crazy story when it was explained to me.
But I'll just tell them. But at any rate, and then there's one house that's just to the left down here. I can see the top of it a little bit on the side of the street here. So I don't think it might be a mobile home. I don't know these people. But what I'm thinking is it's a lot less dense here, and ours is pretty dense to go right up the middle of it. But on this side or the other side, it's less dense. Yeah. But coming up this side, they would hook into this road, and they'd have more road to walk on, and they would go right past the field where a backpack was. That's fine.
Yeah, it would make sense.
But I don't know.
Do you want me to keep going down there? Or?
You can. We can just turn around right here on the left. Okay. I was actually going to go down and see them, so.
All right, I'll turn around down there just somewhere, but I'll get a look of it. Yeah.
Anyhow, nice to chat with you.
Well, thanks.
I live right there.
Oh, okay.
Patchwork Acres is my business name. If you want to call me anything.
Okay, cool.
I don't know much, but what I know, I told you.
you're right in the middle of it, the area, though.
It's pretty weird.
Wait, she mentioned the backpack, right?
See the top of it a little bit on the side of the street here. So I don't think it might be a mobile home. I don't know these people. But what I'm thinking is it's a lot less dense here, and ours is pretty dense to go right up the middle of it. But on this side or the other side, it's less dense. Yeah. But coming up this side, they would hook into this road, and they'd have more road to walk on, and they would go right past the field where a backpack was.
Oh yeah, there he goes. Right past the field where the backpack was. Because that lady said that on that clip, that's where I got in trouble, because that wasn't supposed to be out there. It's like, but I didn't do that on purpose. I didn't even hear her say it, really. I was just kind of looking around, it just didn't cross my mind at all, so it was a little bit frustrating there.
That's fine.
Yeah, it would make sense.
But I don't know.
Do you want me to keep going down there? Or?
You can. We can just turn around right here on the left.
Okay, so where I am right now on this map is she had me go down this road right here, and I think we're like right here at this point. And if you look at where the grandparents live, just right there. I mean, so that really would be easy. I mean, look how simple. I think that lady was onto something. I mean, you could just walk right like this, get on this road, and boom, you're on Shipley Road. You might have walked like this. The phone call was made right here. I don't know. I think she was onto something there, that lady. So let me just see if that's the spot. There should be a left coming up here. Okay.
I was actually going to go down and see them, so.
All right, I'll turn around down there just somewhere, but I'll get a look of it. Yeah.
Anyhow, nice to chat with you.
Well, thanks.
I live right there.
Okay.
Patchwork Acres is my business name. If you want to call me anything.
Okay, cool.
I don't know much, but what I know, I told you.
you're right in the middle of it, the area, though.
It's pretty weird. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. Yeah, there's that driveway right there. That is interesting. Well, that's this house right there that you're looking at. And then I said, well, I'm going to turn around now. I should have got my drone out right there, but I didn't, so.
Apparently there's been a lot of theft up here.
Thanks, Sean Beecham.
Boom, and he just fell there. Winking face with tongue books upside down face.
Okay, so where I am right now in the car is, let's see, right here. This is where I just was, and then I came out, and now I'm about right here. So the backpack was found right there. Sure why I'm getting out right here though. So just off to the right there, I'm probably like right here now, and right there is where the backpack was found. I will, Sean Beecham. What happened this time? Was I called so mean again? It's Ben has two sets of grandparents. There was one set that picked him up, went out there to pick him up, I mean. And then there's the other set of grandparents. I don't know which one is which, like if it's his dad, you know, dad's parents or his mom's parents. Yep, yeah, I was actually there, yep. And I've flown my drone out there many times. But, all right. Well, I guess we could go over it again. Is there anybody out here that doesn't know this at all? The Allison Watterson case? Most of you do, but now with that new information, see, it makes me it's kind of weird. The guy that gave Ben a ride home is removing posters that aren't even near his house. Isn't that weird to anybody? Yeah, Tom Hanks is, whatever they were typing in about Tom Hanks is bogus. Yeah, well, apparently they've interviewed him, but he didn't say anything new. They really just need to lean on him. Here's what I would do for Ben. I would cut Ben every deal that there possibly was to get answers. And I mean on every other charge that he has. And and the answers have to be verified. Yeah, I find that it is concerning to me too. Immediately I thought, wow, you know, what is there some extra involvement here now, or Okay. So we'll go back in time again. All right. So on let's see. On Friday, December 20th, Allison and Ben, it's just kind of like a normal day. Allison's texting with her mom and everybody, everything's normal. And then they go to a house. Ben and Allison go to a house in North Plains. I originally thought it was right here, but it turns out it was back here, sort of on this side road way back here. And there was a party location where they were having a barbecue. Yeah. Back to the Anadarko stuff again. I bet that's not your real name, Jennifer Smith. And the reason I don't think so is because it's both two of the most common names possible. I bet there are 50,000 Jennifer Smiths in Portland. Yeah, well, the FBI, the family member seems like if you ask the FBI, a lot of times they'll help. I don't know. I doubt it. No way that's your real name. No, he's talking about Ben. But you know what we should do is maybe look up the other guy at some point, Cairo. I don't know what his last name is, but I'm sure we can get it. Yeah, all right. So this is where the party was on December 20th, right here. And then they partied through the night, and then they were there all the way up until the early evening the following day on the 21st. That, and then the next known, a friend said that they dropped them off at 11 p.m. So for me, when you say early evening and then the next thing is 11 p.m., what does that mean? Because 11 p.m. definitely isn't early. So 7, early evening to me is like 5, 6. So what happened between 5 and 6? Because at 11 o'clock they were dropped off at a Max station, which is light rail, right around in this area at 11. And then at 1:30 in the morning on the 22nd, her phone uploaded to the cloud. And as I've explained before, her phone broke, and it was a new phone, I think an iPhone. And her mother was going to go get it fixed, but in the meantime, where her mom works, one of her customers came in and said that somehow they were talking about the phone, and that lady had lost her phone and bought a new one, and then in the meantime she found the phone. So then that lady said, "Hey, why don't you guys want this old phone? Allison can use that." But so they did use it, but they didn't activate it. It only would upload to the cloud, apparently. You could text and things, but you had to be connected to like Wi-Fi. So they didn't. That's a kind of a bummer, because then that phone would have pinged in different locations, and they definitely would have been able to, find, a little bit more information of where she was. Okay, so that was 1:30 in the morning. The phone on the 22nd backed up to the iCloud. Then at 7 in the morning, this is where it gets, starts getting weird for the first time. At 7 in the morning, they went to this fire station right here, and I went to this too. I have it on video somewhere. And they rang the doorbell. They were let in. They said that they were robbed. The fire station employees thought, wow, that's weird. So they called the police too, but they also let him use the phone, and he called his mom. Ben called his mom. And the police showed up at the same time the mom did. Now, Allison and Ben are both caught on body camera, which is interesting. It'd be weird to take a look at that. They're caught on body camera there. And Ben didn't tell the police who he was because he didn't commit a crime or anything like that. And he didn't. Had he said who he was, they would have arrested him because there was a warrant out for him for some drug charges, something like that. So then they left with Ben's mom. And Ben's mom was so concerned about them that she drove him over to a Winco Foods and dropped him off. Where is that location? Yeah, right here. Dropped him off over here at Winco Foods, and apparently in this area they believe they may have stolen a pickup truck, because later, just 2 hours after that, after 7:30, they are not found, but they were seen, captured on surveillance footage. And I went here too. I drove in and talked to the guy. I drove to about right there and talked to him, and that truck's parked there too. And they're captured 2 hours after Winco here at 9:30 on surveillance footage. Now, what they were doing in there, I don't know. But they could have been hiding from somebody, because that plays into it later. But apparently they then, somebody else said maybe they saw him there. We don't know if that's true or not. But here's the thing. So that was 9:30 way down there. And then you would have probably driven like this, and then up to this direction, and then like this. And then dropped the car off at the other, I don't know which grandparent it is. A set of grandparents that live up in this area. And that was the stolen vehicle. Now, look at this. This is where her backpack was found. The distance from the grandparents' house to the backpack is 3/4 of a mile. Not far at all. To walk there on a road, you have to go like this. All the way down here like this. Down like this. All the way over here. All the way down here. Drive up there like this. All the way around. It's literally 8 miles. It's literally 8 miles to walk there on a road. So, of course, if you knew the area good, you would just cut across. And even if it's over here, look at this. There's all these trees being planted here. I've flown my drone many times from here over this area. And literally, if you just walk through this one bit of thick woods, this area here is nothing at all. You just walk up there. There's even a little sort of trail that maybe deers took right there. We don't really know. But it's interesting that her backpack was found right there. Okay, so anyways, that was at 9:30 way down here. Right there at this farm. Then at 11 o'clock, they are here, knocking on somebody's door. So that's how you know that they walked through the woods there. The walk this way would have taken hours, many hours to do that walk. Probably 3 hours to walk from here on a road all the way around. So they were right here at like as early as 10:30, but I think it was more like closer to 11. And they go to this house right here, knock on the door, and when the owners opened the door, they just barged into the house. They didn't say anything first. They just barged in. And the owner's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And made him go back outside. And it turns out that Allison had mud on the side of her face. They were just, both of them soaked, really wet. That even more evidence that they went through the woods. A lot of the foliage probably had water on it. It had been raining. Then they also noticed that Ben didn't have any shoes on. He just had socks. But then Allison actually had Ben's shoes on. So that's sort of a sign that Ben cares about her, right? That's a sign of that, because it's like, well, I mean, just a total asshole person wouldn't have ever given her his shoes, right? So the homeowners made him go outside because they were like, what, who are you guys? And while they were outside, Ben made sure Allison was behind a truck. And then the homeowners say they heard this one vehicle go by 3 times. It was like a loud sound going back and forth. They thought maybe it was a truck of some sort. All right, and then Ben was allowed to make a phone call, and he called his other grandma, the one that lives in Hillsboro, where he came from. And where he lives is way over here. Let me show you. Actually, it's not that far. It's right here. Right in this area right there. Okay? So in that town of Hillsboro's grandmother came out. Now the homeowners here told him, hey, why don't you have her meet you at the confluence of Pumpkin Ridge Road and Pumpkin Ridge Road. I mean, Old Pumpkin Ridge and Pumpkin Ridge Road, okay? The confluence of that is right here. You see this right here? This is Old Pumpkin Ridge Road. It even says it right there. And Pumpkin Ridge Road. And when you look at that area, yeah, that looks like a good place. It's kind of wide open to meet the grandmother. So they started walking this way, and a FedEx driver who actually saw them at this location as well, saw them right here at 11:25 again, and that was the last time anybody has seen them. Now, right in that same area where the FedEx driver saw them, there was a jacket over a fence, laying, over the top of the fence, and that jacket was Ben's jacket. So did they hop over here because they heard a truck coming and they went, oh my God, and they jumped over the fence there to hide? Because here's the thing, the grandmother, she came up there, and let's see. Yes, this was at 11:45. This was 11:25 that the FedEx driver saw them here, and 11:45, Ben's grandmother drives up Pumpkin Ridge Road, which is this road right here, and interacts with a resident there. She indicates that her grandson called saying they have been in an accident. So that's another story that's not true. So, who knows which story is true, if any of them are. But so far at this point, he's told the fire department that they were robbed. He told the homeowner that their car broke down. This homeowner up here that he made the phone call from. And then I guess they said the same thing to Ben's grandmother too, saying that they'd been in an accident. Okay, well, that's different than broken down. Maybe they did say accident to the homeowners. Let's see. Pumpkin Ridge confirms that she'd seen them around 11. The residents indicate that she offers to call police. I'm not really sure what the excuse was for what he told the homeowners. I thought it was car broke down. That's what I thought he told them. Then he told his grandmother that they were in an accident. And let's see. So they're walking down this way, and like I said, the jacket's over the fence there. And then the grandmother comes all the way up here at 11:45, and then that person tells them, oh, Old Pumpkin Ridge Road is back that way, because Old Pumpkin Ridge Road is right here, and this is Pumpkin Ridge Road. So she wanted to come down here. So on her way down, she drives down there. She's actually picked up on surveillance at 11:51, turning around in somebody's driveway to drive back down. So interestingly, that phone call was really made, and the grandmother really went out there. However, when Ben saw the grandmother, Ben and Allison, they both, Ben said that they were too scared to go to the grandmother's vehicle. So why were they too scared to go to their vehicle? Was it again that they knew somebody was on that road looking for them? Didn't want to get the grandmother in trouble? I don't know. So another moment where everything would be different at this point, but it didn't happen. They didn't go to the grandmother's car, and the grandmother drove away and had no clue, just what the hell happened. They weren't there. Okay, but it was only in interviews later that Ben said that he saw her. They were just scared to go to the vehicle. So that was on the 22nd. So there's a lot of stuff going on the 22nd. 1:30 in the morning, the phone uploads to the iCloud. 7 in the morning, they go to the fire station. 7:30, they're dropped off at Winco. And then 9:30, they're seen on surveillance at that farm. Then they drive up to the grandparents' house, probably left there at 10:30-ish. Walked across through the woods, went over and made the call at this residence right here. Then they're seen right here at 11:25, jacket over the fence. The grandmother drives up. They just miss each other by 20 minutes. And the grandmother doesn't pick him up and leaves. Then the next day, so here's the crazy part again, is that was at 11:25. Then there's no real information about Ben for 20 hours. Okay, because it was the next morning at 7 in the morning. He's found sleeping in this homeowner's pickup truck right here, the same homeowner that's taking down the signs. But he's seen there at about 7:30 in the morning, and then this homeowner asks him, "What are you doing?" He says, "Oh, I was at a bonfire and all my friends left me." So another story. Then he drove Ben all the way. It's only about a 15-minute drive to his house right here, where his parents' house, dad and mom lived there, and his mom was home. And then at noon, Ben's father comes home, and then he says, "Hey, where's Allison?" The mom probably told him, "Hey, Allison's missing." So then they drive back out there and probably get there 12:15, 12:30, whatever, and they went and pick up the pickup truck. Apparently, they say they were looking around. And at some point, they moved the pickup truck from up here to where the party location is. And they put that pickup truck, the stolen pickup truck, right here. And then at 5:30, Ben's father calls police and says, "Hey, we have a missing person." And then when they interview Ben, he says, "Oh, him and Allison, I guess they got in an argument or something. They got separated." How does that happen? They got separated. And then he ends up sleeping, he says, in bushes right here. I flew my drone over this area one of the nights. These guys were cool the first day on Christmas Eve. Then I went there on Christmas again and walked to right here, and oh my God, they got so angry. It was amazing. I flew from there, they were really cool, but from right there, they were angry. And then, apparently he was in bushes, got up in the morning at 7, or it's early in the morning, got in the pickup truck, and then the owner found him in the pickup truck. And that same owner has now been seen removing Allison posters a quarter of a mile from his house right there. And apparently he's been caught multiple times removing posters all around North Plains. That's weird. What's too small? What are you talking about? Yeah, well, you need to not use a cell phone. That's not going to work. It's huge on my screen. Yeah, and Ben's mom never really even mentioned that they were that she picked up the kids at the fire station. She just said, oh, I picked them up and bought them some pies. Don't you think it would be important to know that they were at the fire station claiming that they had been robbed? And it's interesting, too, that Ben would allow himself to go to a fire station, you know, with public officials. So that's another sort of positive thing in his favor. He knew that they weren't the police, but wasn't afraid to go to like officials, you know, an actual government organization, you know, even though it's a fire station. What are you referring to, Katie? I have no idea what you're talking about. You sound really confused. Yeah, Ben's mom. Yeah, Ben's mom is. Yeah, I think the fact that he took her to the fire station means that he was trying to do something mildly reasonable. But then when the police got on the scene, then he was like, forget it. Yeah, Ben has a criminal history, yep. Yeah, I think that maybe they were being chased when they were at the fire station. And maybe they took the pickup truck to get away, and then they were being chased again and then went into that. But maybe they weren't. I mean, a lot of people say that when you're on meth, but Allison apparently wasn't on any drugs. So, and one of the things I forgot to mention was that when they made this phone call here at 11, the homeowner said that they looked absolutely petrified. They were just absolutely scared to death. And that's why they barged into the home. And then Ben was hiding Allison behind the car outside. I've driven by there many times. I've shown it. There's a bunch of cars down there. Yeah, well, here's what I would say, keeping it real, is that Ben's dad for sure knows a lot more. Because they spent 5 hours together doing who knows what. Okay? But now that we've got this other guy removing posters for some unknown reason, you know, maybe Ben and his father have nothing to do with anything. And they literally went out there looking for her. But what's interesting is when they went out there looking for Allison, you know, Ben must have been telling his dad, yeah, okay, I think we were over here, we were over there, and they were looking at all the places they'd been. I wonder if he's been that open to police about all that same information. Well, one of the guys at the party said she wouldn't take drugs. That when they offered her drugs, she didn't take them. But he wasn't there the next night and everything like that. But the family members are saying that she wasn't on drugs. So we'll just go with that. Hey, Blue. Blue. Yeah, the mom, it's bizarre that the mom was, how she was covering for him. I mean, why wouldn't she was being very evasive in what information she would give Misty. Wasn't cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird that, I mean, this story here is about 100 times more interesting than Maura Murray. But for some reason, Maura Murray has all this fame. You know, it's weird, right? Like, okay, great. She was dry. Okay, she disappeared. Where was Ben for 20 hours? At 11 o'clock, right here, spotted by the FedEx driver. And that means you got to go 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then 1 in the afternoon, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then it's midnight. Then he sleeps somewhere. He says he's sleeping over here on a, in some blackberry bushes in this area. Then really early in the morning, he gets up and goes over there. But what were you doing from 11 till, let's just say 11 o'clock, for 12 hours? Let's just go with that. Let's pretend you were sleeping from 1 in the morning until 7. What were you doing between 11 and 11? Like right after your grandmother drove by, what were you doing from then until midnight, let's say? So that's 12 hours. That's crazy. Yeah, that's right. And then their scent dogs hit right down in this area on these homes here for Allison's scent. At least that's what they're saying, you know. And look at this. This is where the party is right here. And apparently there's this neat little path that you can just take that goes right through the woods to right here. So again, look how short that distance is. If I just went and where the party was, not even a half mile. But to walk there, you have to go this far, and that is, let's see, not that one. Yeah, 3 miles to walk from right here all the way around to here, and then to go to there. That's not even a half mile from there to there. So there's all these little shortcuts that you can take out there. So I think that's the part that I wish I had an explanation for, is like, hey, Ben, what were you doing between 11:25 when the jacket got on the fence and let's say midnight? I'll just stipulate that you were sleeping at 1. Yeah, I don't know what they found. You know, it could have been maybe they hit on it because Ben was there and, you know, sort of transfer scent. I don't know. Yeah, see, there's a lot of people that think that, you know, if they were on meth, okay, that it was just paranoia the whole time. But, you know, there's things that counter that. You know, like the house that they made the phone call from, they said that they looked scared, and they also heard this car drive by 3 times. You see, so you have things like that. Yeah, who would sleep in a blackberry bush? I don't think you could even get a minute of sleep because you're being pricked by needles. Maybe he thought it was safe from the bad guys. Well, he was just interviewed recently by detectives. Apparently, he didn't provide any new usable information. You sort of wonder if something happened that Ben's responsible for, and the people were interested in Allison, not Ben. And that's why he was hiding her behind the truck, but didn't really hide himself, but he hid her behind the truck. And then they eventually chased him, and they caught her, and he just took off because he didn't want to get killed or something. You know, maybe there's some crazy story like that. Like they were both being chased, he took off, and then she actually did get caught by them. And in that scenario, it's more likely than normal that she'd still be alive in a scenario like that. Okay, kept somewhere. If it's related to Ben, then if Ben is the reason Allison is missing, then the odds of her being alive are really low. Okay. Yeah, maybe. You know, and actually it brings up human trafficking a little bit angle, which again is better than, you know, an alternative. I'm not a big I don't like pushing that out there all the time, but you could see people sort of in the drug world doing something like that. You know, if they had the right connection to somebody. Well, thanks, Marcus Grio. Hopefully it's like that on everything. I try to, you know, have rational thinking when I go through these things. And I did do a drive up here. It's pretty cool. I have this app that actually puts down every single GPS coordinate as you're driving. So this blue route here, I drove all the way up this mountain up here. And then went all the way to the top of this. And, you know, I didn't think I was going to get lucky and find anything, but I flew my drone out over there. It's just... One of the spots that I thought was interesting, though, on that drive was right here. Right in this spot, there's a Weyerhaeuser fence, and then this road goes off, and it's really remote. And I was just kind of wondering if somebody, you know, would have parked their car there. It looks like there's a car even parked at the fence right there. And who knows? There isn't. That's the thing. That's why I don't even like talking about that, Sarah. You know, that whenever it's that, it's just you're sort of stuck, and you might as well. There's nothing else to talk about. I just think maybe the guy's caught her, and she's still alive somewhere in somebody's basement. They might even check the guy who's been throwing the taking down the signs. Wonder if Allison said, running around one day, I'm calling my mom to come get me, and Ben did something to her. I don't know. I mean, we talked about that at the beginning. But there's other stuff now that doesn't make sense for that. Although I could see Allison being, you know, she kept giving him chance after chance, you know, trying to get him maybe to not do the stuff that he did. And then, you know, after her face is muddy and wet and they're scared of something, well, I don't know, and then she just goes, screw this crap. I'm out of here. But it doesn't seem like that. Because I've actually talked to people that know them and their relationship and said that he literally treated her like a queen, always made sure she had everything. And if you notice, she had his shoes on. So that supports that a little bit there. You know, he just seems like a guy that's not a good guy in reality. You know, like he's a criminally not a good person. So, anyways, I'll be back here in just a minute. How's it going? Yeah. Well, I thought that was... is there anybody have any questions at all? What do you think? I know it's weird, Shockwave. That's what I'm saying. It's just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and it's weird. Let's go back to that again. Here we go. Let's take a look at this again. Might take a minute. There you go. So he goes up that little bank, and he kind of looks to see if anybody's looking at him. You see that? I don't know what he was doing after that. And then I was out there, and that's the same guy right there. See? Because I wanted to ask him questions about, like, okay, I want more information about Ben and how it was when you picked him up. I wanted the details of it, but that didn't work out too well. And then I've been out there so many times that when I look at this image right here, I could see right back here this long straightaway that's going downhill. So I knew exactly where that was. And I verified it later when I drove back, when I was looking at my video, I mean. And then I drove out using this. So this is the long straightaway I'm on. This left, okay, hold on a second.
Hopefully every single person in the area has checked their sheds and so forth. What's weird to me is, okay, so here's the thing.
Right here is, it's right there. So this is the road here that goes around if you're driving to get to where the party location is. So I'm just driving by that right there.
The boyfriend, Ben, he made it to that vehicle that was about 2 miles from where they were last seen, and he slept overnight there. So if something happened to her during that night involving him, well, he must have left her somewhere and then slept in that vehicle. And then maybe is it possible that when he came back later with his father, they did something with her, then called and reported her missing, and then had him out.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other theory, is that him and his dad moved Allison's, lifeless body somewhere during that 5 hours.
There's if
I'd rather not have that be in there, but that's a possibility.
And he had to bite the bullet on the stolen vehicle portion. Okay, but it's also possible that he's telling the truth, I guess, because he literally was still out there in the morning.
All right, so whatever that is, that poster was right there on this pole right there. Yeah, I'll just, now I'm completely got it lined up there. So here we go. There's the bigger pole, and then this pole has whatever the signage that's on there. You can actually see all of it. And then this bent pole there. So if we go back to this one, let's see. Alright, so there's the sign that has the pole that has the other signage on it. There's that little bent piece of wood back there, and this is where the poster was. So now we'll just keep driving, and this is how far away it is.
They did get separated.
Watch.
Maybe they were
like, why would you be removing that sign if you live way up here?
Separated, and then she wandered off, and it's, you got a couple scenarios. She wandered off somewhere quite far away. I don't know why you would do that with so many houses around.
That's me in the video talking,
but,
by the way.
Or somebody offered her a ride, and that person was a nefarious person, or had nefarious intentions. Okay, just random. That kind of stuff does actually happen.
So that house right up there, that's where he lives.
A lot of the killers out there are opportunists. They see somebody.
Okay, right?
Boom.
Boom. That's the drive. So that's a long ways away to be worried about somebody's poster, right? Yeah, it wasn't even close to his house. You know, when you drive up here, you see them all the time. They're, well, I don't know when this was, but if you go out there at any given time, there's posters everywhere. Now, I could see over time, you know, one that's
an actual lavalier.
let's see, hold on, was that one right there? I think this is one right there on that pole.
Lavalier mic.
Like if it was just constantly on your property, you might, you know, not want it there. But the fact that he removed it from a quarter of a mile away, that bothers me more than it would have. Yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't his property, Shogun, so... Yeah. Everybody else that I talked to out there, when I went up to them, they were all nice. The German Shepherd, those two older guys that came out and were talking to me the one time. The guy that owns the farm where the surveillance footage was, he's a really nice guy. Yeah. Oh, come on, Gray. That's not a shadow. Well, I know. I believe in pixelation, everybody. But when the shadow is right exactly where the door opening would be and the exact time, now that adds a little bit more validity to what is a shadow. I know. Yeah, they should just keep putting him out there. Yeah, well, strange that he took Ben home. It's also strange that he took down a poster a quarter of a mile away from his house. It has nothing to do with him at all. It was even like an effort to take it down. He had to climb up a little bank. Yeah, let me ask you this. If you woke up in the morning and you had a guy sleeping in your pickup truck, would you go, hey, do you need a ride? I think you'd say, get the hell out of here. Am I single? Nope, not single. But I am at a bar right now. And there's Lori Vallow walking by. It's crazy. Poor Lori. She was just on the phone. Right now she's talking about whether or not she is going to get a settlement from her intentionally killing Charles with her brother Alex. So she's on the phone and she's wondering about it. And now she's like, yes, there is insurance. There is insurance. Yay. But unfortunately, a minute later, she hears about how she gets nothing and it was all switched. No, why would I ask anybody about him? He was normal back then. This just happened like today. Or 2 days ago. Sean Beecham. Don't go missing. Why would I go missing?
I love you, Gray. Don't go missing. I am watching. Bear Police Officer Fox, smiling face with heart eyes.
All right. Sean Beecham. Thank you. That happened here in my town. A missing woman's poster was all over town, and her boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, went around and tore them down. She's not all there mentally, though. Yeah? I don't know who you're talking about when you say she is not all there mentally. Oh, the ex-girlfriend, you mean? Okay. Gray, have you seen the footage of Justin Lum posted on Facebook of Lori from... Yeah, isn't that the one when she was in the police station? Talking about Charles and her purse or something like that? Yeah, well, I think everybody's worried about Allison at this point for that much time. Yeah, the Bardstown one, I've heard they've taken down posters in that one too. I don't know if that's the one that they're talking about though. Yeah, what's going on with Tony Turner? Yeah, what's the deal with that one? And also, what about the one, what was the girl's name up in Montana? Oh yeah, isn't this the one? Yeah, this one. Amy Harding. Anything new on that one? No. Nothing. Thanks, Marcus Grillo. That's right. The Freak Family. Hey, if you're not a channel member, go ahead and hit the join button below the video. I mean, there's 3 different ones. It's really just how much if you want to support me, but you also get a different percentage off any merchandise too. 10, 15, 20. I don't know why you can't change the amount. Let's see. I don't know what his boundary line is. What does it matter what his boundary line is? You know, he just lives right here, okay? Yeah, he's somewhere in this area, right there. You know, it's weird too, because remember I was telling you guys earlier that here's where the phone call was made, right? And then the backpack's found right here. So is it possible that they did go into the woods there? You know, like here's a scenario that sort of makes sense to me a little bit ish. Like they were up here making the phone call, they jumped in the woods to hide from the truck, then they got back out on the road, and then they saw the truck coming in, then jumped over the fence here. Somehow her backpack gets left here, and they're trying to get back to the grandparents' house right there. So it's kind of like they went across, made a phone call, and then as they were heading down to Old Pumpkin Ridge Road, they went through there. I don't know why it's right there. You can't throw it to where it was found. It's too far. And the backpack had her ID, passport, and other stuff that hasn't been mentioned. Yeah, you better not ask him any questions. Yeah. If you were gonna ask questions, I'd just stop by at a diner and ask what are people saying. You know, on that street there, it's just all shitty people there. It's just a hellhole in Lumberton. You know where all that stuff is, right? The address. I think it's like Peachtree Street or something. Oh, that's true, yeah. You might not find anybody to talk to. I would just go there and film. It's like a perfect day to film because there's nobody there. Well, that's the thing, is I don't know if it was dropped when you say before the other items. I don't know what you mean. The backpack had all that stuff in it. It had the ID, the passport, and then I don't know what was first. Here's the thing. Here's an answer. Here's what I want to know. When they made this phone call here, did these people notice her wearing a backpack? Because if they say no, then this was left here before this call. Unless you want to say, well, she could have hid it somewhere down the road. Yeah, why would you do that? Okay? You wouldn't do that. So, I just want to know from her if the backpack was noticed on Allison at that time. Or they were holding it, something. Yeah, but that's not there aren't multiple items, Robin. You're kind of confused. There was a backpack, and that's it. And there was a jacket that was over a fence right there, but we've already gone over that. There was no other items found. Just a backpack and a jacket at one point. But they found the jacket early on, right here, and it was probably left there after this phone call here because they were seen walking in that exact area by the FedEx driver. And then there's a backpack right there. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that one? Oh, that was, yeah, I know which one. Like, shit, what's her name? Man, Thompson? Something Thompson? I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, that crazy road. Or Thomas, or what was it? Let me type it in. I can probably find it. Yeah, Lauren Thompson, right there. Yeah, that one's crazy. That's this one over here. Right? And remember, there's ping locations all around like this. And look at this, everybody. This is one of Google Earth's most venturous trips they've ever taken. It was on this creepy as hell dirt road. And I bet you when they got down to the end of this one, they just said, I'm out of here. Yeah, I mean, it's some similarities, not really though. It's not much at all. I mean, this is just a dumping ground. This is like serial killer haven on this road right here. Which theory are you talking about, Betty? No, well, Allison had his shoes on. It was Ben that had muddy feet and socks on. Yeah, so apparently the car was down here in the Thompson case. But anyways, we're not talking about that one. That would have nearly been possible to find. What is the cell strength there? What are you referring to? You gotta type in full sentences. Oh, you mean the Lauren Thompson one? Well, what they need to do in that one is release the full 911 call. It's a 20-something minute long 911 call. You're not going to sleep now, Sean Beecham? Right, I explained that earlier, Running Fox. Yeah. Allison had a phone that was given to her by her mother's customer. When the customer had lost her phone, she bought a new phone and had an extra phone, and Allison's phone was broken at the time, so she just needed a phone and it would only use on Wi-Fi networks. Okay, great. For the 5th time. Yeah, that's exactly what Misty was saying. Is there's no way in hell Allison would just leave her backpack like that. So maybe she was running, or it's weird. I mean, I don't know how the backpack got where it got. It's like in the middle of a field here, right here. Let me see if I can find like some footage of that. Is that the one? I don't even remember which drone I was flying. Yeah, that looked like that might be it. Oh yeah. That was perfect. Yeah, that's when my car died. Yeah, that was great. You can't see it yet, but now it's abandoned dunes. Not that one, not that one. Yeah, I don't even know where I put all that footage from. Oh, drone footage. Maybe that's it. Okay, here we go. Waters. There we go. Yeah, so that's basically that flight right there. Look. Right here. See, on this one I'm going out. I'll be going over this area right there. That's this. It's cool out there though, right? Yeah, so it's right around in this area is where the pickup truck was. So you just have to go up the hill there. And it's pretty easy after that. Look. It's really not that difficult. See? Yeah, these were cool flights on this one. What are you guys talking about? Yeah, what group is that? Running Fox? Is that the one? Well, that might be the one that I'm kicked out of because the lady accidentally said backpack on my video. You guys are doing that crazy, wild speculation shit, I've noticed. In the chat there. Robin Frost. Uh-oh. I'm glad I looked over there. Yeah, I got kicked out for somebody else saying backpack that I didn't notice and put it on the air. But it wasn't Misty who did it. She's cool. She's always been nice. Yeah, that music.
Security guard fee if Gray goes driving up there.
Thanks, Robin Frost. Yeah, that's me right there. Okay, maybe there'll be a shot of where that was. Hold on. Yeah, okay, so right up here, the backpack was right there. Can you guys see over here? Well, it's right around in this area is where the backpack was. Okay, and then so it's kind of far from the road. The road's here, and it was like right around in this area right there, off to the left. Can you guys see that? It's kind of small, but you know, if you have a computer that you're watching on, it's not small. And then here's the road right there that goes up this direction, and it's just not too far up there that the phone call was made. It's kind of a cool image right there. No, here's a good way to do it. There we go. Yeah, right there. All right, perfect. Yeah. So the backpack was right there. Don't you think that's a little weird? Like, how did it get there? There's fences that you have to go over to get to there. There's a barbed wire fence all around this whole thing. So how did it get there? It was near a well. There's like these little wells that are in the ground. And when I say well, I like a little pump thing. Yeah, what's the name of it though? Running Fox. You seem so like really interested in it. It's weird. I don't know if they know. People just might not have noticed it because it was kind of in the middle of a field. But you seem like you would just look out and see it there. But yeah, wouldn't it be interesting if somebody had it for a while and put it out there? Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one I was booted from. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one right there. Well, that's what I think too, William. I mean, I wonder if that's grounds to get one. A search warrant. I mean, it does. It feels like it, doesn't it? Like, whoa. Why is this guy removing posters? The very guy who gave Ben a ride home. That seems like that should be enough for some sort of suspicion of something. I wonder what his answer is as to why he's removing posters. Yeah, so what we're looking at, see this clump of trees right there? That is... Hold on. God, I'm just so back... right here. It's like looking at it like this. It's almost the same angle, like that. And I think you can almost see there's a dark dot right there. I think that's one of the wells. That might even be the one, but there's another one over here, so it's in that area. Interesting, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know if if he would know that or not. I think he's kind of dumb for doing that. I think it's interesting. You know, they posted it on Facebook, so apparently they didn't mind that it's out there. Well, just the property owners found it. Well, actually, no, not the property owners. This property right here is being sold, and the realtor walking around on it saw it. So maybe that's the reason that nobody saw it, because maybe nobody was actually living there at the time, because it's being sold. Maybe they left. I don't know. Yeah, the country, it is pretty out here. Yeah, I mean, Oregon is the prettiest, one of the prettiest states. It's got all kinds of different, desert, mountains, everything. The only problem is its politics are absolutely ludicrous. Anytime you have a state that's motto is, it's keep Portland weird. I always want to have a new one that says, make Portland normal again. Except they would turn that in, the word normal would mean the normalization of pot. That's right, Curious Georgia. Freak heart. Generous freaks. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, but it's never really flat. Oh yeah, look at that, I even got a little better shot of it right there. See, I think that's one well and that's another one right there. You can barely see it in the shadow. But you see, you couldn't throw a backpack from there to here, right? Or from there to there. That's like 100 feet, and I doubt any of these people are hammer throwers. But look at these beautiful homes out here. Look at this one. It's amazing. And on Google Earth, this is apparently supposed to be a road right here, but it's and it comes out over there, but it's not. See, look on Google Earth. See how this? You're right there, and then it continues on with this line, and comes out there. That's not. There's nothing there at all. That's. You see a road there, right? But there isn't one. There's a gate there, and it's just dirt. And look at that. It doesn't even do that. So I'm not sure what Google Earth was thinking. Maybe 100 years ago. Let's see. That's 1990, 94. I don't even see one then. Let me get rid of the road deal. Yeah, there's no road there. Forget that. Yeah, sure, Emily, why not? That'd be fun. You know, as long as there's no coronavirus. Oh, that's another date that I was out there. Look how cool this looked, everybody. Look how awesome that is. Look, that's a cloud right there. Not way back there, but it's this one in the foreground. Watch, you can see it if I go like this. Look. Yeah, I'm not sure if that means. I mean, there was just a few of those, so the cloud cover was a lot higher. But look how cool that looks. Look at that. Well, there's a lot of nice houses out here too, William. There's just some people that do meth that live out there. I think if you ask some of the homeowners, they wouldn't say, "Oh, it ruined my area." There's a freaking mansion right there. Look at these homes right here. That one. It would have been cool to have been flying out there prior and then go down and say, oh, look, I can see it, the backpack, you know? Like, had we known to even look on that road a long time ago. That's me way back up in here. Well, you can't see it. It's off the screen. With the frame that I've got. Right there. Yeah, there's a guy walking around. Wonder if he's the one that... Ah, forget it. Anyways, I think that is it, everybody. I don't really have much more to contribute. I was working on something else and then got this information later in the day, so I thought that would be interesting. Do a reset. Hopefully you guys have more to think about now. It's a little bit interesting. Okay, the new information is that the individual who gave Ben a ride home and found him in the car has been taking down Allison Watterson posters that aren't even on his property. And the item that was found off of Shipley Road was Allison's backpack. It had her ID and passport in it, and that's not something she just would have left there voluntarily. Alright, so there you go. Yeah, see, it wasn't that bad, Lucia Gray, right? See, come on. I just wanted to give people time to show up, and then I went over stuff that I wanted to talk about. That's kind of how I do my show, you know. I'm sure I lose subs based on that, and sometimes I gain subs, right? But if somebody's that sort of sensitive that I would lose a sub based on what I was saying at the beginning, you're not really somebody I would want here anyways. You know what I mean? That's right. That's what I always say at the end of the shows. Everybody, all you got to do is wash your hands and try not to touch your face, and you won't catch it. And by saying try not, I mean don't do it. Yep, going back to my favorite place again. I gotta always find another little segment. Maybe... Oh, there's a spot way over here. Well, no, it's... There we go. Oh. No, it doesn't have the high-tech modeling. Does that? Oh, there we go. Look at that little natural pyramid right there. Crazy. Huh? Peace out, William Zambrano. Hey, William, you always keep me on my toes because you're always saying stuff I'm like, what in the hell is that? What are you talking about? Then I have to think about it for a minute. All right, so thank you to Sabrina Rodriguez, Trevor Hudgens with $100. That was crazy, out of nowhere. Sabrina Rodriguez again, Sherlock Hemlock, Cairo, Sean Beecham, Sabrina Rodriguez, Carrie Boyer, Chrissy Paradis, Juju Positive, Sabrina Rodriguez again, Andrea Ruggiero Drums, Sean Beecham again, Marcos Grillo and Robin Frost. Back to you, Jim. All right, here we go. Now let me just check. I didn't check my email. Okay. Here we go. Yes, thank you very much for supporting the channel. It's going to help out a lot at the end of the month again for our new larger freak donations. Yee-hoo. And that really looks like that, whatever that is, that blue shit over there. I need a slower... Oh, whoa, what happened? I got stuck inside the mountain. You. I guess I'm still here. Yeah, I want to go like just like this. Thanks, Miss Angel.
Thanks, Gray, for all you do. We love your collision. Smiling face with hearts, hand with fingers splayed, medium light skin tone, hugging face. Hashtag freaks rock victory hand, medium light skin
Wow.
tone.
Thanks, Streamlabs, for your really accurate description. It's like a 1, 2, a three-sided pyramid, right? It's kind of weird. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Huh. Crazy, man, crazy. Thanks, Curious Georgia and Kevin Brown. Trying to get the guy to dance on flat ground. Man. This is really cool looking right here. Thanks, keeping it real. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, look at the aliens in space. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, everybody. Thank you all very much for supporting the channel, showing up. Hope you guys found that interesting, because I sure as hell did. I think they need to be looking a little bit, you know, get some answers to some questions out there in the Allison Watterson case. All right. So thank you all for showing up tonight. Make sure you wash your hands. Do not touch your face. when you're out in public, wear a mask. And that's really to protect other people. But if everybody did it, then those people that are sick would actually be protecting everybody else. So, and since you might have it and not know you have it, then make sure that when you cough, you have your face covered. So there you go. All right. And also maintain your social distancing. And that's it, everybody. So thank you all for showing up tonight. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. 2, 3. Be safe out there.